Hey, welcome back to the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. Today we're on a lake outside of Kamloops, not too far, up a little windy road. If you do a little searching, you'll find it. There's monster rainbows and brook trout in this lake, and I had this rod set up while I was just getting my stuff all together, and I didn't put a bell on it. Didn't hear, and looked over, and it was going off like crazy. And right before I got to it, of course the fish came off. Oh well, first thing in the morning, we got a tungsten jig in glow with a little tiny piece of night crawler on it, and that's what we're fishing in very shallow water. Remember, when it's early ice, you can't really go too shallow. Look at that, see those pencil reeds right behind me? It's 3 to 4 feet deep right here. The trout will cruise right along that edge. So I'm about 5 6 feet away from the edge of those pencil reeds. I don't like being too close because if you're right up against them, the fish, when they're fighting, they might actually go around those reeds and you'll get all tangled up. So if you fish this far away, the water's clear, they'll actually be able to see your lure out here and come out to it and hit it. So anyways, don't forget that, early ice season, you can't be too shallow. One of the best tips I can give you for early ice on any lake, okay? Now let's see if this jawjacker can catch us fish. I'm gonna get my other stuff out and together, and then I'll start fishing with my Markham and my jigging rod. But until then, let's see if this one can catch a fish. Remember, in BC, only allowed one line in the water at a time. They also like you to supervise your set lines, so don't leave them unattended, okay? So even though I'm not in the camera, don't worry, I'm just behind the camera. Well, got our first rainbow trout. It's not a monster, but it's a good sign. Let's get this set back up. I almost got my rods together, and I'll start going around jigging a bit. Now when I'm setting up for fishing, I usually will drill 3 holes, just from shallow to deep. Pick one and decide which one to put my jawjacker in. I usually like a transition point, and I try to put it right there. And then what do I use? I got a tungsten chartreuse jig with a piece of night crawler. Usually I make it pretty short, but this time I'm going to try a little longer because there's some really big rainbows and I want to attract their attention, and they will inhale it, so I'm not worried about a small bite. So, and then what I usually do is, early in the winter, you want to pull the knot down towards the hook so that the jig will sit horizontally. Once you have that like that, then you go and drop it down. I usually put it about 1.5 to 2 feet off the bottom. That works the best, and the rainbows and brook trout will come up and grab it, and then they'll see it easier. A lot of times the fish are cruising off the bottom anyways. Okay, let's drop it down. Sometimes I like using my Markham too, because then I can see exactly where the jig is. I don't have to measure, I just turn it on, and sometimes when you put it down, there's already a fish down there. So we're at 8 feet right here. About 8 feet over there, it's only 4 feet deep. So it really drops off here, so I'm hoping we're still middle of the day, so I'm hoping the fish are still off that hump, but they're probably right in that transition zone where it drops off to the main lake basin. So they may be cruising that edge, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm gonna pop a bunch more holes in here and see where they are.